The Crystal Butterfly and the Midnight Meadow. In a faraway land where the stars hung low and the moon glowed like a giant lantern, there lived a young girl named Ella. Ella had a secret that few knew. At night, she could visit a place called the Midnight Meadow, a magical field hidden beyond the whispering woods. This was no ordinary meadow. It was filled with sparkling flowers that glowed in hues of blue, pink, and lavender, and gentle breezes that hummed like lullabies. But what made Midnight Meadow truly enchanting was the flutter of crystal butterflies that danced in the moonlight. One night, as the clock struck midnight, Ella wrapped herself in her favorite cloak, a soft, cozy fabric that sparkled like the night sky. She tiptoed out of her house, her heart racing with excitement. She had heard rumors about a special crystal butterfly that only appeared once every 100 years. It was said that this butterfly could grant one wish to anyone lucky enough to find it. As Ella made her way through the whispering woods, the trees swayed gently, as if they were showing her the path. She stepped into the Midnight Meadow, her eyes wide with wonder at the shimmering flowers that seemed to wake up as she arrived, glowing even brighter. Ella spun around, trying to spot the legendary butterfly. Her breath caught as she saw it. A butterfly, larger than any she had seen, with wings that sparkled like diamonds, reflecting every color of the rainbow. "Wow," Ella whispered, her eyes following the butterfly as it danced gracefully above the glowing meadow. The butterfly seemed almost playful, daring her to follow. Without hesitation, Ella began to run after it, giggling as it looped and swirled around her. It led her deeper into the meadow, where the flowers grew taller, and the air felt thick with magic. But catching the butterfly wasn't going to be easy. The crystal butterfly flew higher, just out of reach, before drifting down towards a patch of glowing mushrooms. Ella knelt down beside them, her eyes wide with awe. "Please," she said softly, "I have a wish to make." The butterfly paused, hovering in the air as if listening. Ella took a deep breath. "I wish for everyone to feel the magic of this place," she said, her voice full of hope. The butterfly sparkled even brighter, and suddenly the meadow lit up in a way Ella had never seen before. The flowers glowed so brightly that it seemed like daylight, and the air was filled with the scent of sweet blossoms and a sound like hundreds of tiny bells ringing in joy. Then the butterfly dipped down and touched Ella's hand lightly before taking off into the sky, leaving a sparkling trail behind. Ella watched until it disappeared beyond the treetops, her heart full. She knew her wish had been heard. Suddenly, tiny lights began to appear all around her. Other children, drawn by the magic, stepping into the meadow with wide eyes and laughter. They danced among the flowers, their faces glowing with wonder, and Ella smiled, knowing that the magic was now for everyone. As more children arrived, Ella noticed a boy named Oliver who lived down the street. He was always quiet and shy, but tonight his eyes were bright with excitement. He approached Ella and smiled shyly. "Is this real?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. Ella nodded. "It's real. The magic is for everyone now." She reached out her hand and Oliver took it, his face lighting up with a smile. Together they ran through the meadow, chasing the glowing butterflies that filled the air. The children laughed, their voices echoing in the night, and the meadow seemed to hum with happiness. As the children explored, they found hidden wonders. A pond that reflected the stars like a perfect mirror, flowers that opened to reveal tiny glowing creatures, and a tree whose branches formed a canopy of sparkling lights. Each discovery brought more laughter, more wonder, and the meadow seemed to grow more alive with every passing moment. Ella led the group to a circle of soft grass, where they all sat down, the gigantic book from earlier lying open before them. She began to read aloud, her voice gentle and soothing, and the children listened intently, their eyes wide with wonder. The story was about a brave explorer who travelled through enchanted lands, much like the Midnight Meadow. As Ella read, the children could almost see the story come to life around them. The flowers swayed in time with her words, and the butterflies danced above their heads. Oliver, who had been sitting quietly, suddenly spoke up. "I want to be an explorer like that," he said, his voice filled with determination. The other children nodded, their faces filled with dreams of adventure. Ella smiled, closing the book gently. "We can all be explorers," she said. "This meadow is just the beginning." The children decided to make the Midnight Meadow their secret meeting place. Every night they would sneak out of their homes, wrapped in cozy blankets, and meet under the glowing willow tree. They would share stories, chase the crystal butterflies, and explore every hidden corner of the meadow. Each night brought new adventures. One night they found a hidden tunnel that led to an underground cavern filled with glowing crystals. Another night they discovered a tree that whispered secrets when you pressed your ear against its trunk. One particularly magical night, the children stumbled upon a mysterious puzzle, a set of glowing stones arranged in a circle, each with a different symbol. As they gathered around, the stones began to hum softly, and a voice whispered on the wind, "Only those who work together can reveal the secret." The children looked at one another, their eyes wide with excitement. They each took a stone, and following Ella's lead, placed them in the center in a specific pattern. The ground beneath them began to glow, and slowly a staircase appeared, leading down into the earth. With hearts pounding, they descended the stairs, holding hands and whispering excitedly. At the bottom, they found a hidden chamber filled with shimmering crystals that lit up the walls like stars. In the center of the chamber was a crystal pedestal, and on it lay an ancient scroll. Ella carefully picked it up, and the children gathered around as she unrolled it. The scroll spoke of a treasure, not gold or jewels, but the gift of endless adventure for those who believed in the power of imagination. Ella looked at her friends, her eyes shining. "This is our treasure," she said. "The adventures we have together, the magic we create. That's the real treasure." The children nodded, their hearts swelling with happiness. They knew that as long as they had each other, the magic of the Midnight Meadow would never fade. The children grew closer, their friendship blossoming like the flowers around them. They learned to work together, to share, and to always look out for one another. The meadow became a place of laughter, of dreams, and of magic, a place where they could be themselves, free from the worries of the world. One night, as they lay on the soft grass, staring up at the twinkling stars, Oliver turned to Ella. "Do you think the magic will ever fade?" he asked, his voice tinged with worry. Ella shook her head, her eyes filled with confidence. "No," she said. "The magic is inside all of us. As long as we believe in it, it will never fade." The other children nodded, their faces glowing with determination. They knew that the magic of the Midnight Meadow wasn't just in the glowing flowers or the crystal butterflies. It was in their friendship, in their laughter, and in their dreams. As dawn began to break, the children reluctantly made their way back home, their hearts full and their spirits light. They knew that the Midnight Meadow would always be there, waiting for them, a place of endless wonder and adventure. And as they drifted off to sleep, they dreamed of the adventures yet to come, of the magic that awaited them, and of the friends who would always be by their side. The end.